morning of day 5. I may have been on the road for like 5 miles, just leaving Albion. I'm a sweaty mess and can't wear my sunglasses because they're fogging up. And I'm officially on my second hike-a-bike of the trip. I feel like I've been climbing ever since I left the driveway. And it's not an easy climb. It's like, started out with like pothole climbs, just kind of trying to navigate through and around those and up the hill at the same time. And then wet, loose dirt gravel. So all in a day's work. All right, guys, so I am like completely spoiled right now. I left Albion, Michigan this morning, got through the town of Concord, Michigan, and then all of a sudden I was on this beautiful trail called the Falling Waters Trail. Basically, it's like 11 and a half miles from Concord, Michigan to Jackson, Michigan. So I am just kind of enjoying the flat a bit. All right, folks, so I'm rolling next to Pastor Lee from Jackson, Michigan. Literally just came up on him on the trail. We've been engaging in great conversation, absolutely amazing. And guess what? I'm about to go have lunch and meet his beautiful family and 6 daughters. It's gonna be amazing. This is what happens when you get out, enjoy the outdoors, allow yourself to meet other people that you are intended to meet, but you can't do it going 60 miles an hour. So another example, get up, get out on the trail, open up your heart, open up your mind, and amazing things will happen.
Right. Gift. She's a gift. She is a gift. So we need more of her in the world. She's a world changer. Thank you, God, for introducing us. Everyone. My name is Pastor Lee Hampton. We're very thankful to be able to greet you via this medium and just tell you a little bit about a story I was sharing with Tara, that I was eulogizing so many young people in our community, over 25, under 40, gun violence and other violences. So I met with the prosecuting attorney and we challenged each other, how can we stop burying so many on my part and sending so many to prison on his part? So we began to pray about it, and God dropped into our spirit to start a school, but not dealing with academic or cognitive reasoning, but dealing with character. Teaching about leadership and character, being how to deal with peer pressure, how to deal with drug use, how to deal with being a leader, not a follower, all these things. So we started it. Our enrollment took off. The first night we enrolled, I believe it was 89 in the first session, and later that night we went over 100. Right now we're over 200, and we're here in the facilities right here. We've had donors come in. They gave us support for transportation. We pick up youth all throughout the county, bringing them here. Others have benchmarked us and want to start similar schools throughout this part of the United States of America. So we're super excited and pumped up. 3 levels of success. 1 is academic or cognitive. 2 is your physical man. And 3 is your moral man. We felt our community was doing well with the first, and that's academic and cognitive. 2, being in health, there's bike trails, which me and Tara was just on. But the 3rd one we felt was lacking. Who's really teaching about character, leadership, morality, how to deal with peer pressure? And that's where we feel that void. We're super excited about it. So thankful for this opportunity to share our dream, our vision with you all. May God bless you.
the Hampton family, and they are so wonderful. They welcomed me into their home, fed me lunch. It was absolutely amazing. I am just feeling completely honored to be here and have met these beautiful people. All right, guys, so today has been actually pretty intense, right? So we had the awesome meetup this morning with Pastor Lee Hampton, and I went and met his family, and that was like a real like cool high. And then all of a sudden, getting out of Jackson was pretty tough. Potholy, lots of hills. I mean, lots of hills, and it was hot, and traffic was stressing me out. But at any rate, kind of found a gas station and ended up getting like an ice cream sandwich and some Gatorade and ice and all of those great things, and that really got me feeling good again. But from the gas station, I had about another like 24 miles to get to my spot for tonight. I think right now I'm sitting at 55 miles and I got another like 7 to go, but it is so hot. Like, I've been stopping underneath like trees every 3 to 5 miles or something like that, just trying to drink water, get out of the sun, and keep moving. It's actually finally starting to cool off a little bit. I'm feeling a breeze, so that's giving me motivation. But my Warm Showers host reached out to me yesterday and was like, hey, we're having burgers tonight. It's gonna be awesome. Like, I'll have dinner with him and his girls. So that really has gotten me motivated again for the rest of the day, finish up these last couple miles and finally get there. So hoping to use this stopping point as motivation to just kind of knock out the rest of the ride, and I'll check in with y'all soon. All right, so it looks like a broken spoke here. Not sure what to do until I can get to a bike shop. I do have extra spokes, but I read on the internet that if I can secure this so that I don't cause any more damage, that's better off. So I'm gonna try it. All right, good morning, guys. So it's the morning of day 6, headed from Albion, Michigan to Elmore, Ohio. Yeah, that's right. I cleared Michigan today. The furthest that I've officially gone out my front door. Absolutely amazing. As you saw, I have a broken spoke. I Googled, like, can I ride on a broken spoke and all that, and ended up taping it for a temporary fix, hoping that maybe when I get to like Toledo, hey! Good Lord, video on a country road. That lab was like on my ankle, but thankfully it went back. Whew. All right, anyway, Toledo. Hopefully I can get a bike shop and get that fixed, but all right. I'm gonna take a moment to catch my breath here. That was kind of crazy. Later. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see all the way down the road, but this is my setup where I've been set up probably for a good 45 minutes under this tree. And if I zoom in, you'll see that the train is completely stopped. Like for something in the afternoon. It's hot as heck out here. I'm sitting under my tree, and my warm showers host for the evening has offered to come and pick me up. I got like 17 more miles to go. I'm like, you know what? I don't know what time that's going to be over. And the sketch neighborhood that I just went through, I wouldn't want to be caught in one of those neighborhoods like that. And I have no idea what's ahead of me in the dark. So I'm taking the ride, and I'll make up my 17 miles somewhere else. So at any rate, adapt and overcome. I'm still moving forward. At least I know I'll be safe, and I'm getting a safe ride, and all is good. So, all right, I'll talk to y'all later. All right, folks, so I'm here at Spoke Life in Elmore, one of 4 stores actually, and Doug is hooking me up. I totally had 2 broken spokes by the time I got here. I left Adrian with 1 and I got 2, but I'm getting hooked up, so this is kind of perfect. Glad that I hopped in Gordon's car and took that extra 17 miles off, because I wouldn't have made it in time, and I'd probably be pretty messed up for tomorrow. So later. All right, guys, so Gordon is having me taste sweet corn raw, which I've never done before. So I'm bringing y'all along for the ride. Here we go. Just do it, huh?
Let's do it.
Just do it.
Isn't that awesome?
It's really good. Seriously.
I know.
All right, so I'm gonna recap days 5 and 6 here from Albion, Michigan to Elmore, Ohio. Basically, I woke up in Albion feeling super refreshed. I had a wonderful night's stay with Sid. I started my day out with some AeroPress coffee, which was the first time for me, so I gave you a little taste of that. And then I started climbing out of Albion. Some pretty good hills to wake the legs up, but that's all good. It was a beautiful morning. And then I was super surprised when I hit the Falling Waters Trail. It was phenomenal. It was really nice, right along the river, very well maintained, and just really, really pretty. So after hitting the Falling Waters Trail, shortly afterwards, there's this guy coming towards me, and it turned out to be Pastor Lee. He turned around, he's like, whoa, like, I gotta get the story, like, what's your story? And he had a really good energy about him, so we just started chatting. It was really good, and he was like, can I host you for lunch? So that happened, and I went off trail a bit, which it turns out we had a detour anyway, so I kind of went off trail, back roads to Jackson, and it turns out that Pastor Lee Hampton is doing some amazing things in Jackson, Michigan. So he started and spearheaded something called the Youth Christian Character Development and Leadership Initiative Program. It's a different take on just kind of educating folks, as you can see in the community, just really trying to minimize the crime and minimize the senseless killings that are going on by helping develop character and give the students some tools to use, and just have access to different resources in the community that can help them. So I was super excited to share that with you, because y'all know that I do the Possible Project podcast, and that is something, you talk about a everyday person doing extraordinary things. I mean, that is 100% absolutely phenomenal. So I really wanted to share that, because hey, there might be some other communities out there that could use that as a base to kind of start, integrating something like that in their community too. So I just really wanted to share that with y'all. Went back to his house after visiting the church, and had a really, really good lunch. Had a chance to meet his entire family, and it was just really enriching. And it turns out that one of his daughters, I think age 13, she spoke a little bit of Chinese. So when I spoke just a very little bit that I know with her, she just found that to be so fascinating. So that was a really good time too. All right, so after leaving Pastor Lee's home, I was pretty stressed out leaving Jackson. I mean, the roads were crazy, really not bike friendly in the section that I was in. There was no trails headed the direction that I was going, and the traffic was pretty close. So it's like when you climb in a hill and then there's potholes everywhere and then there's a car right next to you. So I was kind of stressed out. I just kind of powered through that the best that I could. And then I started to take my time a little bit more on the country roads and really got to enjoy that a little bit more. So then after all of that, I finally got to Adrian, Michigan. Had a lovely host again, Scott and his daughters, Evie and Lydia. They were so fun. It was like sitting down and chatting with my own daughters. So we sat around and chatted for a bit. We talked about books. We talked about their bicycle tours. So he takes his girls on bicycle tours independently every year. And so they were about to do, one of them were doing an out and back the very next day. So I thought that was just phenomenal. The listening to them go through like their gear list and being prepared as far as like, you know, do I take a book or do I take a Kindle, you know, looking at weight and size and all of those things. It was just really cool to see, you know, them interact in that way and preparing for a wonderful outdoor adventure of bicycle touring. And I was just like, man, if I could get my girls on, so I might try to convince my daughter to do a tour with those two. I think it would be absolutely phenomenal and super fun. So we enjoyed a lovely dinner. Scott made burgers on the grill and they were phenomenal. We had just good conversation over dinner. So I tented out that night. It was really chill, nice, calm, peaceful backyard. Rained a little bit, but I was all protected and all my stuff stayed dry, so that was good. And then yeah, woke up the next morning looking over my bike a bit and I had that broken spoke. So got that handled, ended up making my way towards Elmore that day. One big climb out of Adrian and then it was like flat, like Ohio flat. And I can't say Ohio flat for too long because it got hilly a little bit later, but it was really nice for about a day. Started cycling towards Elmore and I was so close. I was excited. Had like 17 miles to go and then bam, everybody's making a U-turn in front of me down this one road. And I'm like, what's going on? And so there's a train, two trains actually, completely stopped, not moving. And I sat under a tree for just a little bit because after looking at my map, I could have gone around, but this particular area, any way that I went around, I probably would have been stopped by the same train. So I was like, why do some unnecessary cycling that way? So I just kind of sat, and it ended up being about 45 minutes before I went and double checked again. Saw some guys walking down by the track, and it looks like it could be another hour and a half to 2 hours in some cases, which was ridiculous to me. But at any rate, shortly after figuring that out, my warm showers host, Gordon, he offered to come and pick me up, and I jumped on that because I didn't want to be riding in the dark and I had no idea which neighborhood was ahead of me. And yeah, I had just gone through some pretty sketchy stuff, so I just wanted to be safe. So at any rate, I took the ride, and thank God I did, because we got to Spoke Life Cycles in Elmore probably maybe like 40 minutes before they closed. And I mean, I walked in there and Rob and Doug, they took care of me. They literally like had stuff in queue, but they were gonna hook me up and make sure that I was able to get back on the road. Super amazing bike shop. They actually have 4 in the area, Elmore, Fremont, maybe Toledo, I'm not sure, but there's 4 of those shops. And I would say if y'all are in the area, make sure you check them out. Super bike friendly family folks and just really good people to talk to. So shout out to y'all. And then after that, I went to my host house for the evening. Rode my bike over to Gordon's. He treated me to some delightful, just delicacies. I mean, we had sweet corn, we had pickled herring, cheese and sausage and pickled beets and all of this stuff. It was just really nice and refreshing. Oh, watermelon. He cut up a whole like watermelon and we just mauled on that thing. So it was delicious. And then we went down to a local restaurant, enjoyed some local brews, and just had a good time listening to the band that was playing that night. So all in all, lovely trip. over the last 2 days. I'm still having a really amazing time. I'm working hard. I'm getting stronger. There's a lot to this, but I'm learning all along the way. I'm so happy that I'm on this journey, and I'm so happy to be doing it for the Wisconsin 9/11 Memorial in Kewaskum, Wisconsin. So if y'all are listening to this and you enjoy what I'm doing and you want to support the cause, check out the last page. Go to www.wisconsin911memorial.com and donate to the cause. Follow the journey. It is really, really special. We are going to get some kids bus scholarships so that they can take field trips to the memorial. All right, guys, peace, and more to come here in a few days.